Hi everyone, my name is Havish Madhvapati. Welcome to video number 3 in a series of 100 videos where I teach you how to create consulting charts. Today I'm going to teach you how to make a box whisker plot. We will use the one that we have on the slide right now by KPMG as a reference, and we will recreate this on Microsoft Excel. If you look carefully at the box whisker plot, we have Brazil, India, China, Japan, Western Europe, and United States. And it is presenting not just one single data point, but rather a bunch of different values. There is a very easy way to select the data and create this type of chart, but I will also be explaining what the chart means, which means the interpretation, as well as telling you how to get the numbers manually. Let's keep this on the side. Creating the chart is super simple. We have to select the data, go to insert, and then select all recommended charts. Here we want to select all charts and select the box and whisker. Let's remove the title, and we're going to make this a little bigger so that it's easy for us to see what's happening. First things first, I would like to increase the space that the chart is taking. There's a lot of white space on both the left and the right side, which isn't really required. So we will double click on any of the columns, and there's an option for the gap width, which we want to reduce. So now the columns become a little wider. Now we also want to select the chart, go to chart design, chart element, and then select data labels. And we want to add the data labels at the top. Now some of the labels are getting hidden, which means that they are not clearly visible. So we can simply select one of the data points. So it selects all the data points for that particular region. We can make it bold, go to format and apply a white background color and increase the font size as well. About 12 should be okay. We'll repeat the process 2 more times. So make it bold, add a white background, change the font size to 12, and one final time. Let's make it bold, white background color, and change the font size to 12. And here we go. Now we do have a lot of numbers that are presented. What isn't clear though is what are they representing. To do this, I want to do a few calculations. So first we will calculate the mean, and then we calculate the median. The mean in Excel is simply the average. So the average of all my values, and if I copy this 2 more times, you can see that we are getting the same number that is coming on the chart as well. So that would be 40.55, 26.23, and 68.16. Then we can also find the median. The median comes as 37.5, 22, and 84. These are the 3 numbers that we can see on the chart as well: 37.5, 22, and 84. Now this gives you a perspective whether the mean and the median are really close to each other or they are far away from each other. So when the mean and the median are the same, it means that the data isn't really skewed. Because what that tells me is that if we put the data in an ascending or a descending order, and we look at the center value, which would be the median, it is similar to the average. On the other hand, if the mean and the median are far away from each other, statistics tells us that there is some interpretation and it does have some impact on the numbers. Now, this is not a statistics class, so I would recommend that you pick up a book on Statistics 101 in case you want to go through it. For the moment, we can see that both the mean and the median have been plotted. The horizontal line that you see presents the median, and the number with the cross symbol in it represents the mean. After that, we can also find our quartile. So if we say that we want quartile, my array would be the entire data, and we're going to use our first quartile, that is 25th percentile. That gives us 17.25. But if we change it to exclusive, you notice it becomes 16.75, the same number that we have here. So 16.75, 16.5 and 70. Now how we read this number is that 25% of my values in United States are below 16.75, and if we do this with quartile 3, now it tells me that the top 25% is coming above 62.25. What about the number that comes here, the 79? That's clearly an outlier. It's an outlier because it is so far away from the range of values that we have. So if you look at the minimum and the maximum, and then we have the maximum, and let's make sure the ranges are correct. In fact, let me just undo it and make sure that we are not just copying it but doing a cut and a paste. Now we have a min and a max. And as you can see, 3 and 94 is what is presented on the chart as well. 2 and 79 for Europe and 1 and 145 for Africa. Now this is a complicated chart, but it's a very valuable chart. The fact that it presents so much information is extremely handy, but that comes at the expense of understandability. So you have to make sure that you use it only when the person to whom you are presenting has the capacity of understanding it, or you're making it extremely clear what they're supposed to see and how they're supposed to read it.